seen Brazilian ladies carry their child and they begin to smoke beside their child. I asked some Brazilians for direction and they misled me. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, as some of you might have noticed, I've been monetized. I got monetized last week. I got my 4,000 watch hours last month because one of my videos blew up. One of my videos blew up and I was able to get more than 2,400 watch hours on that particular video, and that's the carnival video. So I got monetized. I got to 1k. I'm above 1k subscribers right now, and all thanks to you guys for subscribing, for always watching my videos, for dropping your comments, and for liking my videos. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the things I don't like about Brazil. This is my personal opinion, and this is based on my personal experience with the Brazilians and the Brazilian system. I've been talking about what I like about Brazil, the things I like about Brazil, why I relocated to Brazil, all sorts, the good things. I think it's going to be very hypocritical of me to just talk about the things I like about a particular place without talking about the things I don't like about a particular place. You feel me? So these are my personal opinions, and these are based on my personal experience with the Brazilians and also the Brazilian system. So stay tuned while I give you the list of the things I don't like about Brazil. The first thing, cars are so expensive in Brazil. Cars are so expensive in Brazil. I remember when I came to Brazil, the first week I came to Brazil, I was already checking out some sites on how to purchase a car, how much does a car cost in Brazil. Because from where I come from, Nigeria, at least cars are somehow affordable as at 2022, you know. But when I got to Brazil, I started like with the same mindset. I came to Brazil and I was just trying to do some research and check how much a car costs in Brazil. And I was just seeing 70,000 reais, 120,000 reais for some particular cars that they're like with big mileage. I might be dropping some of the pictures of some of the cars, and like, cars are so expensive. And later I figured out it's because of the taxes. There are a lot of high taxes on cars or on imported goods into Brazil. So it is very expensive to buy a car. There are a lot of factors that just contribute to that high cost of cars in Brazil. And not only cars, every imported goods. If you're going to be buying a gadget, even buying gadgets in Brazil is very expensive. I bought my Samsung S22 Ultra. It was very expensive. I bought this S23 Ultra, very expensive. And this DJI that I'm currently recording with cost about $690 or $700 in the United States, and around that price also in Nigeria. But in Brazil, this DJI Osmo Pocket 3 I bought it for about a little bit above $1,000. $700, $1,000, very expensive. If you want to do some importations on your shopping platforms like Amazon, maybe Amazon International, and you want to import it to Brazil, you're going to be paying a lot of tax, ICMS tax, whatever tax, all these things. So things are expensive. This is one of the major things I don't like about Brazil. Gadgets are expensive, imported goods are expensive due to tax and all sorts.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
So for now, I'm shutting my mind on buying a car for now. No car. I still need to just get into that system and feel like, okay, this car is expensive, but I just got to buy it. And it has to be an asset, not a liability. Number two, there's something that I don't like, that I particularly don't like, and it annoys me. I've seen parents, like young parents, smoke in front of their babies. Like, I've seen Brazilian ladies carry their child and they begin to smoke beside their child. Now, the smoke is not even helpful to them because it is detrimental to the mother's health, and is also detrimental to the child's health because the child is inhaling the smoke. That doesn't make sense at all. In the maternal sense or in the maternal sense, it doesn't make sense at all. Why be smoking in front of your child? Like you're carrying your baby, a baby that's like maybe less than a year, or even maybe 2 years or 3 years old, and you're just smoking in front of that child, beside that child. And sometimes even in front of your kids that are like 5 or 6, it's like you're laying a bad example. Even if your child is going to smoke in future, let him or her make that decision on his or herself, not from the influence of you smoking in front of child. Or, of course, okay, something like this also happens in Nigeria, but I've not seen in my almost 30 years living on this earth, I have not seen any mother smoke, carry a child and smoke in Nigeria. Personally, I've not seen. But seeing that here, it just baffles me and I don't like it. Even immediately I see it, I just complain. Maybe I'm working with my friend, I just complain. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this shit. How can you be smoking while you're carrying your baby? It doesn't make sense at all. And even the husband or the father of the child is also cool with it. Even neighbors or people are also cool with it. Like, can't you just tell the mother not to smoke beside the child? You understand now? That's like community parenting. Even well, it's because children are giving birth to children. So that's just it. That's one. That's the second thing I don't like about Brazilians here. It's not. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's very detrimental. It's not. It's not wise. And the number three things. Before I traveled to Brazil, I was always anticipating that maybe when I get to Brazil, I really love the Brazilian food. Like I want to explore, I want to try out, experiment Brazilian foods. But guys, I got here and my first few experience were so out of it. Like I was not cool with it. The food, some of the foods are very salty and my tongue is very sensitive. So sometimes when I take the beans, when I order rice and some things with the beans is always salty. Some of the sticks are very salty and I don't like it. So I find it hard to eat outside. I still take some of the Brazilian foods. And luckily for me, some of the restaurants that I eat at, they don't add a lot of salt in their food. So I don't really like when the food is too salty. So I've been lucky and also been unlucky. But I'm very picky these days and I'm always very skeptical trying new Brazilian foods. My first few experiences have as they've been bad. So when I visit some of my friends, I just tell them little salt, this and that. Okay, this is what I eat, and that's fine. So I'm not shading the food. They like salty foods, but me, I don't like salty foods. I don't like salty foods. I don't like it at all. The fourth point is this. I can't trust Brazilians for direction. Oftentimes when I go out and I am trying to find my way to some places, I'm always tempted to ask Brazilians for direction. But the time I came to Brazil, I asked some Brazilians for direction and they misled me. Like I'm like, you're misleading me in a country that is staying, in a state that is staying. I remember from like in Nigeria, there's a popular saying in Yoruba that ẹni tó bá ń béèrè ọ̀nà kò kí ń ṣìnà. Let me translate in English. It means whoever asks for directions doesn't lose his or her way. But in this Brazil, if you ask for direction, it's quite the opposite. You might lose your way. I've had a few bad experiences asking for direction from Brazilians. Some they don't know, and some misleading me that I'm going to take a bus to this place or a bus to that place. So now I depend solely on my Google map. If I get lost, I'll take full responsibility because it's actually my fault. But I don't want to get lost due to somebody's lack of information or whatsoever. So asking a Brazilian for road directions is like, just don't. Even they themselves don't know the road or don't have the right direction. Like they can't direct you well. Unlike Nigeria where I come from, where you can ask anybody for direction. They will direct you. Okay, take this bus. Once you get to this bus, you see one building. Then from that building, you go to your right, you take another bus to another place. Because in Nigeria, we like to ask for directions, and we have people that can always direct you and tell you this is where you go, this is the right bus to take, this is the place you have to turn to. We are very good with giving people directions. And so I came here being used to asking for direction, and I thought like if I ask Brazilians living in Brazil, Sao Paulo, for direction, they will also have that information, like how my Nigerian guys have. But to my surprise, even some Brazilians don't know the direction around Sao Paulo. I'm not saying you should know the full direction. No. You get, I'm not saying that. I am just saying, just know a little. At least, even the next boss. Just know. I think I can even direct a Brazilian for now to get to some particular places in Sao Paulo, in some parts of Sao Paulo, than Brazilians telling me. Because I have walked, I have gone to different places. I have used my Google map, went to these places on foot, taking videos on bus, taking videos on train, going to parties and all sorts. But Brazilians, is that they don't know, or some even use confidence to direct you to a wrong place. So that's it. I can't trust Brazilians for direction. The Brazilian system can be very slow, and sometimes the Brazilian people can be very slow. And I just feel like this is their nature. Like some Brazilians being slow is just their nature. It is just nature. But from where I come from, from Nigeria, we're always super active, hyperactive. Almost every Nigerian is hyperactive, wanting to get things done fast. Even though our system in Nigeria can be very shitty, but we still want to get things done very fast, do things very fast. We ask for information, we get it very fast. So talking about the Brazilian system being slow, I'm talking about corporations like the water corporation or the banks. There was a point in time I had issue with my bank account, and I was suspecting some things being the cause of that issue, because my own brain works like 24/7. So I was already suspecting, okay, this could be the issue, this was the reason, this could be the reason. I went to the bank, to the customer service desk and relate my issue, and I was even suggesting what could be the issue to the customer service, because she was trying to understand me. And she herself doesn't even know what the issue might be. And I'm like making suggestions just for her to just know, okay, with what you've said, let me look into it and maybe I'll be able to now see whether this is actually the issue. But she was also clueless. And I'm like, I don't have time. There's something I need to resolve. Even the customer service, so I was so pissed off that day. I'm like, are you guys not being prepped on the possible issues that customers can have, and you guys can attend to them? Although there can be new issues that you personally you don't have the experience for, you can still go and consult those that are higher than you for this kind of particular thing. But she was just too slow. Another time was when I went to the water corporation to go and resolve some issues. There was a mistake with a water bill account and some other person's own in the same block, in the former place I was staying in this Sao Paulo, Brazil. And the lady too was clueless. The person that answered us also was clueless. And I was also suggesting this could be the cause, but they won't listen. And I was telling my translator to translate to her that this could be the cause, and they will not listen. So sometimes it's just too slow. They want to get back to you. Okay, do this, come back, do this, come back, fix this, come back. And I'm like, what you're telling me is not the issue. I know this is certainly not the issue. I understand this is your job, you're doing your job. But I have the problem. It's like me going to the hospital and telling the medical doctor, I have stomach ache, I have backache. And you are talking about my leg. They don't correspond. So guys, these are the things I don't like about Brazil. I understand where I'm coming from. and stand the place I'm in currently. I'm adapting to the nature, to the Brazilian system. But so far so good. The things I like about Brazil outweighs the things I don't like about Brazil. And there are some things I feel like I will not like about Brazil, which will still surface as I continually integrate myself into the Brazilian system. I love the Brazilian people generally, so I want to interact more with the Brazilian people, and do more content interacting with the Brazilian people, which you guys will see in my future content. Guys, I'm cooking up things. I'm cooking up some cool content. I'm really cooking up some cool content for you guys, and it's going to be more of interaction with the Brazilian people. My Portuguese is still somehow faulty, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts, gather myself well, my mindset well, like build my courage, build my enthusiasm, and also improve my Portuguese, and to just get out into the streets and interact more with the Brazilian people. And you guys learn one way or the other from my interactions, and also listen to some point of views of Brazilians on some particular topics. Guys, don't forget to like my video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share this video. Peace out.